Let's see if it works this time. Hey, we are live, and why is the screen black? Oh, there it is. It's there. Coolio. All right, let me see if I can share a link to our folks in our Discord chat. Eventually.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there we are.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're on YouTube.
I want to tune into that for a
on
second.
YouTube.
I want to tune into
Just
that for a
checking.
second.
Always checking.
There we go.
I realize I have a...
Got a link. All right, let me throw this around a little bit.
What do I have? A mint in my mouth.
Chewing on something's not such a bad thing. Whoa, I just totally lost that. I backed out of the channel. There we go.
Look at that. You got everything up there. I see that. Oh, ding, ding.
There we go. All right, so we've had a crazy week, man. This volatility's been awesome. We've been
it's been great.
Scalping everything under the sun, and if it moves, we scalp it.
Scalp it again.
Yes, and it's been glorious, man. I mean, we've come into our own, and we're starting to get some members who are just starting to really rock this, and it's been awesome to watch that growth, and just to be a part of it it's not just humbling, it's exciting, it's a feeling of elation, man, just to be able to hit home and pay that forward and make it work for people, and that's just, there's nothing like it,
Did you get warm fuzzy feelings like a daddy today when our friend told you that he did everything on his phone while he was on a walk?
Yeah, that touched my heart, man.
I know it did. I was thinking, he said he's on the phone.
And we've come to a point where, like, we're reaching out, making deals with some people, and things are starting to happen. We're kind of announcing this today, and we mentioned it on our stream earlier, and I got the day mixed up, but not the date. On the 10th, we're going to be talking to somebody, and we're talking Chris Barrios, and we're going to hang out with Chris Barrios and Creed on Money.net's channel, and we're going to broadcast it both ways, on ours and theirs. And it's going to be amazing to be able to talk to that guy, and I want to be able to share some of the option strategies that we do with some of the people who went and are still holding the bag on AMC or GameStop and stuff like that, to be able to generate income from that position and get some of that loss back if they bought the top of that whole thing. That's going to be full circle for me. That's going to be pretty awesome, and I can't wait to be able to provide that for that audience. That's going to be great. So
yeah, that is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be like people kind of coming around to like what I've wanted to do for a long time now, and this is like I never thought I'd get here, and now I'm here, and it's just like, wow. Now it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, way beyond my expectations, and it just feels great. Sorry if I'm getting distracted here. I'm trying to like put us out there to a few people here, getting our link going.
That's okay. I'm sitting here looking at charts and looking at the week that we've had so far.
Yeah, it's been just crazy. And we're missing Devin today. I think he's in the middle of a drive to his folks' place or something like that. So we don't have the personality of Devin, just Devin, with us, but he's here in spirit.
Devin. We give you the dish.
We give you the dish. So anyway, if you guys are tuning in and you like what you see, be sure to hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell, and
if you don't like what you see, do it anyway.
Yeah, you can even send us feedback and tell us how much you don't like it.
That's right.
We'll respond. So like we're looking at kind of growth here, and we're getting into a point where we're starting to build a little bit of a following, and things are starting to come together. And what we do is we teach a lot about trading in general, but like all the little aspects of it, things that you wouldn't really think of as someone who just day trades or someone who just swing trades. You would be able to take advantage of price action for one, but then you get into these option strategies, and it's like, whoa, the door is just flew open, and like all of a sudden I have discovered leverage, and it's amazing what you can do with leverage. So, oh yes, yeah, we got a comment here on the YouTube channel. Man, I was lucky in a short before this Amazon 20% miss. I was short 2 MES contracts going into that, and then I got locked out of my Tradeovate account.
Was that crazy?
Oh, it was sketchy. But then I watched the chart and watching SPY. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then it kind of bounced back close to my entry. Like, won't be so bad. And then it started just rocketing down. I'm like, cool. And I finally got in.
Every level I had, yeah.
Had a couple contracts short. Made a nice chunk of change on that trade. I was like, all right, okay, lock me out when you're going to do that. Okay. But it was nerve wracking, man. I was a little nervous on that one.
Yeah, that was scary, man. That was crazy.
I didn't have like massive size or anything. It was just a couple MES contracts. Normally I'd be trading 1 or 2 ES contracts at a time. That would have made me touch cotton, but I would have come out really happy with that. That would have been a killer win. But nonetheless, it was some great trading. Let me throw some charts up, see if we can.
That's some good stuff. We had a wild morning.
Oh heck yes. Let me
We're
go
coming
right
sideways though.
Let me go right to the messiest chart of all, my SPY chart. In fact, I'm going to show you what chart nasty really looks like. That's my daily chart. Dude, look at that mess. It's like someone like danced and did pirouettes on a box of spilled crayons right there.
Look at that.
But we had
and all those diamond fish in there.
We had this nice sloping retraction today. And where does this line come from? Yet another diamond pattern. Oh, look at that. And we formed into a horizontal megaphone, broke bearish. We were thinking maybe we'd get a diamond out of this. Once we broke that angular support, it was game on for shorts, dude. We went short and just killed that. Both on the MES, the ES, and with some options trading and towards the end there.
Ask you about your diamond pattern.
Yeah, so the diamond pattern.
You drew that without a bottom. You used your Bollinger Band
at
the bottom of that diamond pattern, and it worked.
I did. I was right to the line. Yep.
I see that. Look at that.
Right on there. And it was like when you draw those and you see like the lines are hanging out in space there, you can kind of attach them just to kind of where you'd imagine they would meet, but you don't necessarily have to even do that. And then I redrew this lower one here, and I was like, let's look left. We got to it right from back here.
Pretty wild. I was looking at the one from yesterday, the diamond pattern you drew.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, right on the Bollinger touch. It's pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And
it's amazing what you can do to chart, isn't it?
It is. And like you chart nasty like this, you get all these pivots and lines everywhere, dude, and you're the only one they make sense to. And then you're trying to teach people. It's like, hold on, let me explain this line, this line, this line. Let's look left and figure out where they came from, all that stuff. And dude, we just had that nice spill.
Yeah, that's what we did this morning. Did that video so we could teach folks about how to find pivots.
Yes, sir.
As they see that, and it's like, well, what do you do? Well, pivots are important.
Yes. And then Amazon, if you guys caught the stream this morning, I was bearish on Amazon earnings. And what told me to do that, huh? Well, actually, it wasn't the daily chart. It was the weekly chart. Check out the range here, okay? Where's the bottom of that? 101 and 20 cents at the bottom of the control candle here, that weekly control candle from April 17th of 20. And then there's an extension candle right next to it. And where's that sucker stop? 95.25. And where's Amazon now after hours? About $95, $94. Nailed all the way down to 87.50 though, dude. That is quite the drop. And then, look back. Where's 87? Well, that's all the way down into the next part of this consolidation level. Let me see if I can hover over it. Right into here. So, I mean, it just bled right through these control bars, smacked right down, and as if popped back up to that doji. So now we've got another pivot we can put in here. And this is where trading is going to be interesting tomorrow, because if this is going to bounce because it's Amazon, they're not going to delist anytime soon, right? Well, this is a support zone, and we can expect some retracement from this drop for sure. And I'm betting if we know anything about what Meta did today, we can go and look at Amazon and kind of see a similar situation. You get a dead cat bounce out of it, and that is one bright red death candle there. But it's not all doom and gloom. You see a little dead cat bounce right here. When you go and you catch the bottom of this thing, and I'm not saying to try and catch a falling knife, but oftentimes mentality of people just makes them chase that. They'll try to catch a knife, and they'll start buying into that because that's a bargain, right? Especially if you're a buy and hold investor and you catch a dip like that, dude, you don't care. You're going to be holding it for 10 years. But you catch this, and as a trader, when everything's turning around, you can go long and catch the bounce, and it's the dead cat bounce. It's a known trade. As a bear, I love being a bear. Ask anybody. And we cut up all day long with this.
There.
We're like talking like Yogi and Boo Boo and everything.
Hey Yogi,
Hey Boo Boo, I got a
you
picnic
watch,
basket for you.
we gotta
And
watch out for Ranger Powell.
yeah, and we can go and say, all right, well, where's resistance on this dead cat bounce, and we can figure out where it turns around, find a reversal, and run it both ways. We can trade bullish on the bounce and then trade bearish on the rejection after the bounce. And where does it take us? Well, that's what those control candles do. So you just keep looking left, go out to a weekly chart if you have to, find the control zones and trade them. Trade between the pivots, look for reversals, whack from A to B, and rinse and repeat. And it's just one of those things that pays off. In fact, I'm going to go pull up Meta real quick just to kind of show you what data we had on that. And
Almost looks like a double bottom on the 3-week. I mean the weekly.
yeah,
Amazon.
it did. Oh, Amazon, yeah.
Mhm.
And then Meta, man, I mean, that was just methodical, but we didn't really have any big control bars like we did with Amazon, but we did have a trend that we could retrace and stuff like that. We weren't expecting to drop that far that fast, but then again, check out your measured move. You got a big old bear bar consolidation, and this is a half move here. This is like the third leg to finish the move. So you get the height from here to here. It's the same from here to here. Pretty easy. And a daily chart. Zoom out. You just basically multiply the gap 3 times, and it's third leg right to it. So pretty easy to trade once you realize what you're looking at. And you get into stuff like that, and it's like, what's a control bar? All it is points of interest. You look at the high, low, the open and close of that candle, and you find yourself in a range. It's a control bar. I find those on a 10-second chart. So like you can go and say, okay, well, here's a range bar here. It stands out on a 2-hour chart. Here's a range bar here, range bar here. It's all lining up. So you can hold my cursor here and see the horizontal line. Top of that candle and the bottom of that candle right here matches that range from that day to the base perfectly. That's a control bar. Anytime you see a big candle on any time frame, look at it and put some lines across the top and bottom of that, and look to your right where your chart's trading, and you'll see it's just a big range of control. And oftentimes when you look at it as if it's just a pivot, and pivots are both support and resistance depending on which side price is on. If pivots under price, it's support. If it pivots above price, it's resistance. And you literally trade between the two. It can be that simple. That's what a control bar is. It just kind of defines where those pivots are. And you can find them on every time frame. I mean, even on a 1-minute chart, you can find them. It's like here we had a control bar right in here. And here's a range that we're ranging in right now. Down in here, there's a matching bar right here. There's a bear trade from here to here. Just matches the range. And this is a regression channel. This is a descending channel. You mark the top, bottom, and center of it. Write it down until it breaks. When it breaks, we went short here. Or a couple of us did. And caught the bounce off this little double bottom and rode it back up. It's really just a matter of looking left, figuring out what your chart's telling you, knowing where the break is. This diamond was
Right,
pretty neat. I was
exactly.
looking at this diamond. I posted an alert up in the chat. I said, watch for a hard bounce here. And I didn't get the rest of the sentence in, but watch for a hard bounce and a rejection is what I meant to say. And then it regressed into a channel, and it bounced off. That was when it bounced right off of 100. I think
That's when you wrote fail.
Yep, 100. Yeah, there it was right here. 100 right here, bounced up, rejected at $100.45, and then failed. It just failed right through it.
It's
And
as
that was
simple as finding the bar and knowing, okay, this is where it's going to hit to reject. This is the bottom of another control bar, right?
exactly. That's it. And that's price action trading, guys, but it's easier said than done. You got to be able to
Well,
recognize this stuff on the drop of a hat.
and it takes time, and you are excellent at that. That's for dang sure.
Thanks, man. You are too. you're you're
Uh,
you're really catching on with this price action, and you're putting out stuff that I didn't think about. That's what's cool. I love being
we're
able to.
getting there.
I
It's
love being able
fun.
to
I
see that.
enjoy it.
That
Yeah, it's
warms my
great.
heart.
That warms your That's awesome. Well, I found a different way to find pivots, and they work.
Heck yeah.
They work really well.
And that's what we're about in our organization. We learn all this stuff. We take the time and just dig into this stuff like you wouldn't believe. Like I studied for more hours than I could count getting into this stuff, and then
Absolutely.
I'm able to teach it and pay it forward now, and that's just awesome. It's like having a whole bunch of wisdom combined into one, and then you get to hear it. So
It
it's really
is.
cool.
It's awesome, and it is. It's a lot of wisdom combined into one. It's a lot of different styles that you put into one, and I love it. I love price action. It's a video game that I can play.
Yes, it's a video game with, how do you say it? The video game with dividends.
Video game with dividends. That's right.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what I say. I can't play video games because I was addicted to them, so I stopped playing them. And I saw this, I was like, oh, it's kind of like playing Missile Command.
Yeah, it kind of looks
All
like it
day.
too. So let's see if we can break these lines.
Yeah, see if you can have support and resistance, and
Heck
that's
yeah.
awesome.
So we're
It's
here. We're being able to do this every day, and that's a blessing in its own right there. I mean, that's
yeah,
we've got to reach out to, or we've got to hand it
our
out.
job.
Yeah, it's our job, and we got to hand it to Lucian for building this community, for making this happen, and giving
Yeah,
us the platform to teach from. I mean, that is awesome, and that's the whole 9 yards in this company as far as what we
Lucian's a
do.
man. Absolutely, he has put this whole thing together and assembled a great team. And yeah, it's fun to be on.
And he's been producing a lot of videos lately. He's been producing a lot of just essentially just breaking down every little thing and making a little video about it, and explaining strategies and talking about different patterns, stuff like that, different fundamentals to look at, all that stuff. He's making all kinds of little training videos. So be sure and subscribe and check
Fantastic.
him out.
Short ones too.
Yes, they're short, easy to digest, and I'm reading a comment here. Let's see. It's like the day I noticed when 4 15-minute candles are rising in a row for ES while volume is continually dropping. It almost always has a drop after, made my life easier. Yes, you're talking about like a channel break. Those are awesome. We love channel breaks. We get those all the time. Like here's one, an example on Meta here. This was a descending channel. You get the third leg. These are all the control bars in it. You get to break out off the regression center line. There is where you go long. And look, dude, it made exactly a 50% retracement. And those
That's
things
awesome.
run like a clock when you notice them. And it's great when you do notice them because you can play them all day long. And when you start seeing these in price action, dude, they're just the easiest trades you can pick up. And that is essential. Very good comment.
What's a control bar? Did you already answer that one?
I did. I got
Good.
on the control bar.
I must have zoned out for a minute.
Yeah, I was long-winded on it too, so I was
Long
like,
day. It's been a long
you can
day.
sleep on that one. Yeah. By the end of the day, we were like fried, but we're happy. It's like a sense of accomplishment kind of fried, so that's a good fried.
This was my early day. My dog was out the window, just caught my eye. This was an early day for me to get up and make a video for our folks in Discord, and then my dog decided to jump the fence into the woods, so I ran after him. I jumped the fence,
Jump the fence, man.
and
That's
then I
pretty
picked
cool.
him up. He ain't a little dog.
Oh,
He's a husky.
at my age, I'm still like active. I can still do that stuff. I can still jump fences just fine. But I know that when I hit my 50s, it's probably gonna catch up to me. But here I'm still wearing a shirt. This shirt is 20
I'm
years
pushing
old.
60, and I jumped the fence.
I'm wearing an old Beavis and Butthead shirt, as you can see.
I see that. It's awesome. Yeah.
It's one of the original ones. I bought this from PacSun 20 years ago. That's some quality shirt right there, man.
No kidding, PacSun? No kidding.
Yep.
Jeez, I forgot all about them. Are they still around?
I think they are on the West Coast. I remember seeing them last time
Yeah,
I was out in
yeah.
California.
I saw them on the East Coast when I was living out there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I've seen one on the Gulf Coast.
I think there's one in the Richmond Mall, one of the Richmond malls. I'll
Do
have
they
to go
have
check it.
malls anymore? I've
Yeah,
been stuck in this little box that you see me in.
I know, right? Same here. It's been we haven't gotten out into the world and discovered anything yet. I suppose
Um,
once we file trader status on our taxes, then we can go drive around more because you can write it off as if you're investigating and seeing the market. You
I
are
went to the market. I went to the
yes,
corner market.
and then you talked about business for about 10 seconds with your any meal. It's all written off.
That's
Read
exactly
tax
it.
code, guys. It's very very beneficial.
That's the way it is, you know. Yeah, it's the music business still am, and that's how you do it, you know. Where you going? Going over here. I'm gonna go drop a card off, talk to the owner, see if they book gigs.
There you go. That's it.
It's like, okay, that's
That's
the way it
business.
works.
That's an expense.
But we've got some great things at Bullish Bears, and I really love the community. And you know, we got more folks asking questions now, and I love
Yes.
that too. It also, you know, when folks are requesting content, and it's like, okay, they wanted to know about pivots this week. Okay, we'll talk about pivots. And so I
Boy,
think
do
you ought
we
to do
have
one on
pivots.
control bars. What do we have pivots? We got lots of pivots. We got pivots for you. And I like to put the candlestick patterns with the pivots, and
Yes.
I like knowing when we're in an ascending or a descending channel that wow, it's hammering. It's an inverted hammer into that pivot on the rising channel. We're going to go down here in a minute, you know.
Yep.
So you can get you get those channel breaks, and man, if you those are my favorite, obviously. So I love them, and at least they're coming back. Like you said, they were out of fashion for September.
Yeah. They
Can't wear
disappeared in
can't wear
September.
can't wear white shoes or channel breaks
No, no, no.
after Labor Day.
And then we're back in style now. And then to boot, like we got a lot of double bottoms and double tops playing out, triple tops playing out. Head and shoulders are starting to come back. It's making trading a lot easier. This kind of volatility is just a godsend to the market traders like us.
Absolutely.
And
Under the Sun asks, just discovered this channel. Are you mostly scalpers or on technicals, or do you trade momentum / leave runner, etc.? All
oh,
of it.
we do it all, dude. Yeah, there isn't anything on that list we don't do. We'll
All of
swing trade when it's appropriate. We will day trade when it's appropriate, and we'll scalp anything that moves, really. But best of all, we have an alerts channel. I haven't put anything in there recently for swing trades because it's been really hard pressed to find a decent swing trade setup these days. But they're out there and they're coming back, and there's a couple I'm looking at. For instance, I was looking at Starbucks earlier going, man, I want to short that with a spread, but I'm going to wait till this volatile day goes by first because Amazon's volatility spread across the market today, as you may know, and implied volatility on them option spreads kind of put them a little bit out of the price range you would rather get into them on because implied volatility crush does hurt spreads. But I think next week we will probably be able to put together a couple of decent spreads and maybe even one to hold over the weekend. I'll try and find something tomorrow to get into for a debit spread. And I like to do $5 wides. I like to do them out of the money enough to where they also have, close to 45 days to expiration. And I run in like an 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So if I'm trading a $5 wide spread, I'm risking no more than 50 cents per contract spread on that deal. And usually I'm looking for percentage swings targets between 20, 50, and 100% returns pretty consistently. Finding them has been a bear lately, past month and most of this month, really rough. But I think we're going to start coming back into some swing trades very soon. So, well, I got a bunch of
Yes.
comments all of a sudden.
Crazy market. Crazy market.
I was thinking Apple could be a solid swing trade yeah, I think so too. Apple's kind of coming up on our radar here. And Amazon kind of pooched it, but I think Amazon's going to provide some good spreads. Either tomorrow we'll be able to get into some bull spreads that are 45 days plus DTE, or we might have to wait till next week until it settles out a little bit first and then get into it. But yeah, there was there's an appropriate way to trade every market condition, and that's what we really focus on, is being able to provide that kind of diversity to our members to show there's more than a million ways to skin this cat, guys. And whether you're scalping a quick choppy chart on the 10-second chart, or you're finding swing trade setups, or you're just doing some intraday options trading, that's fine too. But there's plenty of price action to go around, and price action is going to be your first thing to learn. I went on a long-winded explanation about learning how to day trade first, so that you can see chart patterns on every time frame. And I was like, okay, get yourself into a paper trading account and start day trading every pattern you see, but find the ones that, by journaling your trades, find the ones that are most consistent that you can hit on, and then narrow it down to one and practice that same setup over and over and over again anytime you see it while you're paper trading. Nail that pattern down to where you could do it in your sleep. You could see it coming a mile away, and you can instinctively glance at a chart and nail that trade every time. Build on that. And then once you finish that with your paper trading account, and you can nail that setup every time, go into your live account and try it a couple times and get the feel for doing it with real money on. The idea is, when you're paper trading, you want to detach your brain from attaching any emotion to money in the trade. You want to just trade a chart. And that's your focus, is to trade that setup. So you build your confidence on being able to practice that same trade 1,000 times or whatever it takes. Get it going in paper, learn it, nail it, go into your live account, try it a couple times. Then sit on your hands with your live account and go learn the next pattern. Find the next pattern that you're proficient at. Build that up on paper. Practice that 1,000 times. Bring that into your live account. Eventually, you get 4 or 5 patterns that you can nail with price action consistently, and then you have an arsenal, and you'll spot it. You can glance at a chart and nail it every time on every time frame. That is how you become a successful trader. Start with the price action and then build into all your options and all that stuff. And you can do this with options to begin with, but it's not very many brokerages have a good quality paper trading account for options trading to be able to do that. But Tradeovate's great with a paper account because it trades exactly like the live account. So you can go and trade futures contracts, and you can run them on a 10-second chart, so you get these patterns so quick. You get a whole lot of screen time rolled into a short period of actual time. Because trying to see the same pattern on a 1-minute and 5-minute chart, it's going to take you years to master those patterns. But if you can see them on a 10-second chart and nail them over and over and over again, you just get the same experience, but in a much shorter time. So it really pays off. Just like I said, practice that same kick 1,000 times and go for it.
That's right. That's right. Because Bruce Lee said he's not afraid of what? He's not afraid of the man that practices 10,000 kicks one time. He's afraid of the man that practices one kick 10,000 times.
That's it.
I hear that a lot in the trading room.
Yeah, I say that a lot. Yeah, that's
good. Well, we repeat a lot of the same things over and over again.
Absolutely. It's not boring. We add that witty banter to it. We have fun. We cut up all the time. It's great. But at the same time, we're always finding ourselves repeating ourselves over and over and over again, just saying, "Hey, dude, this is the trade setup, and it's the same thing every day in, day out for us." And it's just that consistency. If you get bored trading, you must be doing it right. So.
And we teach every day at Bullish Bears, bullishbears.com. We have a Discord. Our members can come in, and we do the YouTube channel in the morning, and then we hang out with our members in the Discord and get a little more in depth. Let them ask. They're asking us questions, and we had some answers for them this afternoon. We got a lot of questions this afternoon, and you weren't being long-winded. You were being thorough in your description earlier today. So, and then people come in and we get I really like folks learning, and they get it. After a little while, you start to get it, right? If you haven't done it before, you get in there, you just start listening to the lingo and everything, and you start grabbing one thing that you can hold on to,
Right.
And even if it's only like, what the hell's a 50% retracement, you just grab that. And then once you grab one thing, you can start building off of it. But this is learnable, teachable. This is learnable. Learnable? Is that a way? Did I
Sure,
mention it's
that's a
been
good
a
word.
long morning?
Yeah, dude, we were switched on today. We were on fire today, and like,
Ooh.
you get that momentum going, and your brain just go, and then all of a sudden the day is over, and you're like, oh man, that was
Yeah,
exhausting.
I was
I'm
exhausted.
transitioning from being a very active and physically demanded mechanic for 20 years plus, and then transitioning into trading. And I thought, man, I'm going to get fat sitting in this chair. But let me tell you something. I didn't realize how much energy the brain can burn in just burning calories all day long. I had no idea it could do that. And then I have never felt my brain actually get tired at the end of the day. I've always been really sharp minded all day after a long day's work. But even if I was physically exhausted, I was always on. My brain was always switched on. But now it's like it's turned the tables, and now it's like exercising that brain muscle all day long, dude. It gets tired. It burns a lot of energy.
You are not kidding. You are not kidding. That's why it's the middle of the day when it's slow. I go take a walk, go eat lunch, and
Yep.
I got the husky, so he's got to walk. You got to walk a husky, and
Yeah.
so man, he keeps me going. So I do like 30 minute walk with him at his pace, pulling me almost.
Yeah. I went and took a bike ride, and I've got a steep driveway, so of course I did a stoppie all the way down that
I was
sucker.
gonna ask if you did a stoppie. I was gonna ask if you did that.
Still riding
Gee,
wheelies, doing stoppies, bunny hopping
at
stuff.
44 years old, you're crazy.
I foot
I
planted
jumped
on a
fence. I
I,
jumped the fence.
I foot planted on a picnic bench, where the foot plant's kind of cool. You do a bunny hop and you plant your leg on top of the bench and push yourself higher with the whole bike and everything. It's awesome. A lot of fun.
I want video of this. Does
Okay,
everybody else want video of this? We want video of
I'll
this.
bring it.
We want proof.
I love it. I still do it. I'm never going to
That's
stop.
fantastic. No, that's good. That's great stuff, man.
At least I don't plan
Oh
to.
my goodness. Oh, tomorrow is going to be a different day.
Yeah, I think
We got
tomorrow's going
some.
to be volatile.
We got some econ coming.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm We got consumer sentiment coming out tomorrow. Is that right? CPI at 8.
You know what I'm going to
Employment
do?
cost. Yeah.
I'm going to
GDP.
extend
Uh
my
huh.
lines into tomorrow on those diamond fish. And I bet you
Absolutely.
we're going to range in there somewhere. But check this out. These two come to a point right at about 2 o'clock tomorrow. How about that? I wonder if anything interesting happens tomorrow at 2. These diamond patterns have been kind of neat. I love them, um, as you may know if you've watched this much. And dude, when they break, they do big things. And yes, this one did a big thing. But we've hit the key support area here, down here, 375 on SPY, and we bounced out of it. We had that pivot from eons ago. We know where the price action's been and where it goes. This chart is dirty as all get at, guys. But there's a couple of old trend lines here, like this one. In fact, I'm going to make that one stand out today because I know it's significant. Let's go 2-hour chart and see where that thing came from. Oh yeah, that's the entire trend line. That is pretty nasty, right? So if we hit that sucker and go down to 362 again, we might actually find a market bottom and start being able to swing trade again. That's what I think. I don't see it going there in one day, but man, it's setting up to want to do that by next week.
Yeah.
And hopefully it doesn't get that far. Hopefully we hold this guy here. And that's a significant one from a diamond pattern way back here. Didn't notice.
Are you showing your chart?
Oh, you know what? I'm not.
Oh, that's
Burn
okay.
out. Okay, so yeah, this is that upper line here. Sorry, there's your lower line there. And this guy came from our entire long downward trend. I can't believe I did that. Sorry.
That's all right. That's something I would do.
And then this other diamond pattern that came in for the lower line here. And they intersect. One of them comes down to 362, which is a key pivot area. The other one stops at about, where is that? 365. So at some point, I think we're going to revisit at least close to that next week. And if we do, hopefully we can find a bottom, start swing trading long again. This market's kind of got a lot of things to it, And I know there's some people out there that are disagreeing with me, but dude, I've been pretty, even in spite of this mess, I've been pretty on top of what SPY comes
You
and
know what
does.
that mess says.
Yes. And to boot, you've got, let's turn the lights off. This is a rising channel, and that's the third touch on support right here in front of you with outlines. You can see that. And a 50% retracement, take it right down to 362. 362 to 368 in that range. That's a pretty big range, but that's a pretty far drop too. So just know that these channels love to break bearish, and they love to hit that 50% mark. So just kind of be ready for what comes next.
That's right.
Yeah. I can't believe
and
I forgot to show my chart there, but yeah.
Oh, that's okay. No, it's okay. No, that's right, man.
But yeah, this has been some pretty epic markets times. I mean, this volatility has been nuts. It's been so hard to find a swing trade. I can't wait to start swing trading again.
I
But
haven't been able to find penny stocks to trade either. That's been a real challenge. It's obviously post pandemic. I mean, we know that's a large part of it with retail, not being in the force that we had during 2020 and 2021 summer and summer, but the summer of 2021. But this is like my penny stocks scanners in the morning are just like quiet, and even penny stocks are great to learn price action on because they pop up and they're a gap up and it's bull flags, and so it's a great way to learn bull flags and not hurt yourself once you do real trading, because you can buy a stock for $2 and you buy one share and put a stop loss, 15, 20 cent stop loss. So you're not going to hurt yourself actually trading real money in the real market, not just, once you get ready to graduate from paper trading. It's excellent to do, but we haven't had much to trade. So it's been a little bit challenging, needless to say, to find things that we can trade in the penny stock world.
There have been very few bull flags that have been trustworthy in this market condition. A lot of them tend to just fail, and they get that 60-40 rule, and they're like, no, we're going to flip that 40-60. So
I don't mind trading the bear flag.
Me either. I love them. I love them.
Yeah, I know you're the bear. Give me a bear flag. And it's the market this last week. It's like, it looks like a penny stock. Actually, the charts are all bull flags, and it's like, except for today, but it's like, wow, I want it to be a bear, man.
Right. That bearish break on that diamond was just awesome. It's on fire.
Man.
And this is, let me turn the lines back on. That's the one I'm talking about. And it extended even. And I got to draw more lines on my chart.
Did that today. IWM did that today. It did that, gave you that little fake out, breakout look. Looked like it was going to break out, and then it just bear flagged the rest of the day.
This is an extension, and if we actually do get a bullish bounce to rebound some of this bearishness here, that's where your target would be tomorrow. 380, 380.50, somewhere in that area. That just kind of sets the limit, but I don't see it going there yet. I think we're going to break this pivot tomorrow, the 375. I really do. Hopefully,
we're going bullish tomorrow.
We might get a little retracement, but I'm not so sure we will. And then there's other levels to pay attention to.
See. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong. I'm thinking we ain't that high.
This is just a limit. If we do get a wild day tomorrow and we do start to really rip, that's the limit, 380. I don't think it's going to hit it. I think we're going to stop somewhere around this 378 pivot, maybe visit it on the open, touch it, and bail. Who knows? But I mean, having Amazon break that bearish is kind of setting the tone for the rest of the earnings week. The rest of the earnings coming out tomorrow aren't many, but that sets the tone for this week. And I think next week we carry on some more bearishness back down, at least to that 50% channel retracement visit, somewhere in that 368 to 362 range. And it might pause on the 50% of this move here, but hard to say. I trade the chart in shorter terms, so like when it's choppy like this, we just do what the chart tells us in the shorter time frames. But eventually we'll have some long setups, I promise. The market will come back at some day.
Oh, it's going to shake out. It always does.
But I was saying last week, I think we got a good chance of visiting the weekly 200 period again, and that kind of sits right in that area, around 362. By the time price gets there.
You sure were saying that last week.
So
You sure enough were saying we're going to come meet that 200. As a matter of fact, I think you said it on this very station right here on
yeah,
YouTube last Thursday. I bet if we go look at the replay, that's what it says.
yeah, there's been some
Whew, what a day.
volatility, but yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. I think we're ready to just go eat dinner and crash, sleep for 10 hours.
Oh, it'd be fun. And then we might have our buddy Scott with us tomorrow morning, I hope.
Yeah,
In the early hours.
Scott's awesome. We love Scott. Maybe we'll get him out here live on our YouTube channel too. We'll just rebroadcast.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Heck yeah. All right, then, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Like I said, tune in. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get some notifications. We're showing about an hour or so of our live stream that we do for our paid members every day on YouTube, and then once we sign off on that, we go in and we just go to town answering questions, explaining setups, explaining every little detail that we can to our members behind closed doors, so to speak. And we really have a great time with it. And one of our members is like, this is a wealth of knowledge that you cannot match being a member of this group. And a month membership costs about the same as taking a family of four to Chick-fil-A. So that says a lot. We're pretty low price, but we've got some value behind that price. So.
I heard a siren. I was thinking I had to run real quick if it gets too close. I'm just kidding. I also duck when I hear a helicopter just to freak people out.
Do the criminal Macarena.
Yeah, we are tired.
Oh man, yeah, we're delirious. It's been a day. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Be sure and join us. We'll check you out tomorrow.
Thanks, YouTube. Y'all have a great day. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us today.